if you do your gripping carelessly, Ippon Nagi is the greatest thing in the world for you. Okay, so when we think about, gripping, okay, we always want to keep, if I'm shooting my hands, I don't ever want to arc, like I'm going to do this, like I'm doing kata form, okay? It's always a straight jab. Okay, most of the time when people get their grip, okay, they have a bad habit of, since they want a top or a high collar grip, their hand's going to come up this way. It's natural. You're going to throw it. Okay? You don't want to throw it. Okay? It's either a straight jab, it's a straight here. Because otherwise, if he arcs it, now we're going to get into Ippon Nagi, one arm shoulder throw. Okay? Now this is Judo, using his momentum against him. And it's so easy and instinctually, so many people do this carelessly. And it becomes the bad posture. If your knees don't stay bent, and you let your hips come up when you throw your hand, you're going to keep flying. Keep your hips down, knees down, and shoot your hand. Alright, that's the proper way to get a grip, to shoot your hand. Now, someone shoots it improper, we're going to go to a drill. Look, I caught it at the forearm, rolling down. As I roll down to the wrist, front leg becomes the pivot, back leg comes and just does the hardest motion in Judo, the Tai Sabaki. There's the hardest motion in Judo. Those are my nut. That's the hardest motion. Don't ask me why. Here goes again. That's hard. To turn evenly, feet even on the balls of my feet in good posture is the hardest move you'll ever try to do in Judo. Okay? And that's what has to happen here. Okay, so he comes, I block it. Okay, as I block now, I'm just going to spin. I go with his momentum. As I go with his momentum, hand goes down to the wrist. Wrist control, I'm not even going to grab. Hey, boom, I'm in my hardest position. Right hand comes up. Get low, sit in my chair like I'm sitting in a chair. Don't sit there. A lot of people bend their back. Okay, sit in your chair. And I'm here. Grab the wrist and pull them on top of you. Okay, so we're here. He shoots for grip. Look, as I see him coming, I'm already starting to pivot. Here. Okay, now let's talk about body position. Because we have the kazushi already flowing, going forward. Next in our order of procedure, I have to understand where my body needs to be. A, I have to be below the belt. If I'm above the belt, it makes it harder for me to throw. Also, if my butt's going to go in, all it's going to cause him to do is bend and push him away. Space, once again, we create that space, that's our enemy. Okay? So, here, good posture is as I turn, drag your right hand right through the ribs. Start at the bottom, work your way all the way up. You catch it right at the armpit. Make a muscle with it. Now, remember, it's a one-arm shoulder throw. So some people like to do it down here, and then like to put a lot of pressure on the lower half of the arm to finish it. Some people like to get nice and snug on the one-arm shoulder. The shoulder, snug nice and tight on the shoulder, which I prefer, because as I turn, if I'm snug on the shoulder, watch what happens as I turn. He has to turn. If I'm sinking down on the arm, it's going to take more wraparound to get him. So, whatever you prefer. Here, I go up tight, pull the, don't grab, and also work on that. If you can't get the sleeve, Europe, they have these little short gis like this that probably come up to like right here. So you just want to make sure, just grab the wrist as you turn, lock it, grab the wrist, keep pulling forward, Judo, momentum, here. Sit in your chair. And she pull them on top of you. It should be real nice and easy. Should have balance. Okay? Do it off that. So one person's going to shoot. I block. Okay, as I start to rotate over is when I start the backspin. Okay, there's some things that most people tend to do. As they block and they go, they start to arch their back. Arching of the back. As I keep my hand right at shoulder, head, eye level. Not above, but I have to raise my head up. It's like I'm reading my watch directly in front of me. Okay? Second thing is, I always want to, like I'm on a ski jump, like I'm leaning forward. I don't want to get caught. When I come in, what happens is, people settle in. I'm here, then they settle in on their heels. And they're just like, no. Then Judo's going to play a part on you. You're going to get your momentum used against you. So if you go from toes to settle on your heels, keep ready to keep rocking back on your heels. Okay? So the end, you want to look like you're going skiing. Block, rotate here, and we're about to go off our jump. Okay? That's exactly how you want to be. Here. Nice, tight, and I'm here. Alright? Questions? Let's get a partner chat. Go ahead.